before, this is the Tesla Model S. It's got a sleek look with a solid front grille since you don't need the cooling since there's no gas engine. There's a couple small air intakes for fresh air. Standard are 19-inch rims, but on this one, you get hot-looking 21-inch rims with a custom red paint job. To add some more cool factor and to make the car even more slippery, the door handles even recess. I personally think that this car looks extremely hot with the red and black wheels. If you like simple, then you'll love the interior of the Model S. This is as simple looking as you can get. There are no knobs or switches to pull or push anywhere on the front dash here. There's no knobs for the climate control. All you have is you have your steering wheel, which has volume control and a wheel here for voice commands. And you have your turn signal and your transmission selector. Basically, if you own a Mercedes, you'll be very familiar with those because that's where they come from. You have your speedometer in your front, and then on either side of your speedometer, you can have your entertainment, you can have your navigation on the other side, whatever you want to program. The P85D comes standard with Alcantara suede interior, which is a really nice high-end look. Now, as for storage in the front compartment here, you have this big flat area here, perfect for if you want to put, if you're a woman, you want to put your purse there or things like that. But I find that there is a little bit lack of storage for a vehicle this big. There's no map pockets on the door panels at all. You do have one glove box in the front, but the center one here does not open up, so there is no other storage, which I kind of miss for, you know, putting your wallet, your sunglasses, things like that. Now, speaking of the center console, these drink holders here, here's my water bottle. Okay, it fits in perfect, but the problem is it's too far back. I'm actually reaching back to get it here. I wish it could be up front or, you know, like about here. You're not going to put it on that flat area. It's going to fall down. Now on to the main event, the 17-inch touchscreen in all Model S vehicles. This thing is awesome. And anyone that comes in, they're in awe, like, wow, look at the size of that screen. Not only is it big, but it's extremely functional and easy to use. With the screen, you can do anything like closing the sunroof or opening the sunroof. You can change your suspension settings, your drive settings, what your steering mode is, your acceleration, sport or insane. By the way, lots of different things. Even your heated seat and steering wheel are controlled through this beautiful, rich display here. Going to the main display, you have a dock on the top, very similar to what you have like on an Apple computer, which would be on the bottom. And right now you have the entertainment on the top and you have a navigation on the bottom. Now the one thing that I really do like is this heating controls are actually on all the time. They're on the bottom, so you don't have to go through any menus. It's like having a manual control, which I love. I don't like going through a lot of menus. Now, if you want, it's very easy to switch up what you're looking at. You have navigation and then radio here, but also you can actually go full screen. So there we go, we have full screen. I want to see the navigation, for instance. You can push navigation, or I can just drag it into the screen. It splits it up. I want to see a full navigation. Now this is impressive. You have a huge screen for your navigation. You can see where you're going to drive for the next 2 hours if you want. You can pinch and zoom just like you would a tablet. It shows you where the superchargers are. If I hit this button here, it's going to show me where all the closest charging stations are, regardless if there's Tesla or not, which is a nice feature. For web, check this out. We can drag the browser in. Now this vehicle is equipped with a 3G connection, and that's included in the car. So you can look up restaurants, you can look up different things, your passenger can look it up. Now the only thing is that it does not play Flash, so you can't watch those everyday reviews while you're driving, unfortunately. But it's a great display. We can make it full screen, very easy to see this way. You can scroll up. If I want to pinch in to read more, I can pinch in. Look at that. Amazing. And I want navigation. I just drag that back in. It's that easy. And say we want media, and we can just switch out however we want to see whatever we want. At first, it might seem a little cumbersome, but I can guarantee you, you really do get used to it, and it becomes second nature to actually hit what you want, because a lot of these things you're not going to be changing very often. You're going to be starting mainly from your screen here, where you will have your navigation probably and your entertainment here. Speaking of entertainment, since it does have an internet connection, let's just switch this over. It does have internet radio. You can use your voice command and you can play whatever you want or search for any music that you want and it'll find it. It's amazing. By the way, the stereo system in this P85D is spectacular. This does have an add-on system which costs about $2,500, but I can tell you, it really does sound good. And we have the camera. So this is going to come on automatically if we're backing up. A very rich looking display, very clear. Now, the only thing that I wish is that since you have this huge screen here, a lot of real estate for the screen, I'd like to see them implement other cameras and maybe put them on the bottom, like an overhead view or a front view. Speaking of front view, this is a nice feature as we're driving here. This would come on automatically if we were properly driving, but what it has, there's a rear view. You have your little car here. It's complete with parking sensors. And I'm going to go close to something right now. And as you can see, we have objects to our left and to the front, and it tells me the distance, 34 centimeters. And I can go closer, closer, closer. And it's going to tell me until stop. Okay, that's safe to stop. Amazing feature. Absolutely fabulous. Now this Tesla has the executive seat option, which comes with 2 bucket seats instead of a rear bench. This is great and they're really comfy, but if you have a family, I would go for the bench. Another reason, because the executive seats do not fold down and the bench seat does, giving you a lot more versatility in cargo storage. As usual, I like cars that are multi-purposed, especially ones that have a lot of performance yet have a lot of versatility or practicality. You open the rear hatch and you have tons of room. And as a family, we have a stroller, we have diapers, we have large suitcases and other things, and they fit in no problem whatsoever. And remember, if you do get the bench seat, you can fold it down and you get over 6.5 feet of length. So on the road with the P85D, very quiet as you might expect, as we talked about for the exterior, all the aerodynamic work that's been done. This car is very, very slippery. Power-wise, well, let's get to that. The rear motor's 470 horsepower, and the front motor for the all-wheel drive makes it another 221 horsepower, giving you a total of 691 horsepower. That's right, 691 horsepower. That's why this thing can make its run from 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds, which is supercar territory. Now, you might not be doing 0 to 60s all day long, but where it's really handy is there might be a little bit of a pocket that you need to get into while you're driving. I'm on the freeway right now. Sometimes it's hard to merge. Well, with that amount of power, you just step on it and you're there. Amazing. Now, slowing the Tesla down is really easy. Of course, you have your regular brake pedal, but once you let off the gas, the car automatically really slows down quite aggressively because of the regenerative braking. Now, you can actually choose to have it actually less intrusive, where it doesn't regenerate as much power, so it acts more like a regular car. But once you get used to it, especially in the city, you barely have to touch your brakes at all. It'll come to a complete stop, as a matter of fact, which is going to really save on brake jobs in the future. This P85D is also equipped with an air suspension, so you can set the height, and at certain speeds it'll actually lower the car for better efficiency. Now, one neat thing is that it actually works in conjunction with your GPS, and say you're on a bumpy road, or maybe you're taking on a gravel road or something like that where you raise the car up. It remembers that next time if you go down that road in that same area, it'll automatically raise the car up for you or lower it, in whichever the case may be. Pretty amazing. I do find the suspension a little bit on the harsh side. It'd be nice if there was a setting to make it even more comfortable, especially for passengers in the back. Considering how big this car is, and it's not light, it's almost 5,000 pounds, the Model S handles very well, mainly due to the position of the batteries. The batteries are very low slung on the bottom of the car, making the center of gravity very low and making it feel like you're on rails. It feels like this car is like on a string. You point it to where you want to go and it just gets there. It's really hard to describe what it's like driving this electric car with this much horsepower. It's addicting. First of all, it's like crack. You know, they might ban this and make this illegal. It's extremely fast, but not only is it fast, it's like having, remember when you were a kid and you had the AFX slot cars and they just stuck to the track, and the acceleration, they went from one side to the next side, it was insane. Well, that's exactly what this is like. It's insane how fast and how the power comes on. That's the only way to describe it. It's almost like a difference of analog and digital. You have an analog car, which is a regular combustion engine, and it takes a little bit of time to ramp up the power. And this is digital. This is like, there is no ramping up. It's on or off, and it's very, very, very precise. The second motor in the front provides the all-wheel drive and extra power. And I can tell you, traction is amazing. Most of the time when I had this car, it was pouring rain, yet traction was never an issue. Of course, one of the best things about a Model S is the range. They have a lot of battery. You know, this is an 85 kilowatt hour battery, and the range is 253 miles or 386 kilometers, which is more than enough for everyday driving, hands down. I've had it for a few days. I still plug it in onto my 110 outlet at home just to top it up, but other than that, if you really do get in a bind, there's lots of chargers, level 2 chargers around me at the mall, the sports centers.